Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with this Great War mod. We're back in the middle of the end turn. I decided that the bridge battle massacre was probably gonna be too juicy to miss out. And I mean, hopefully the summary of last episode still rings fresh in your minds. I don't have to go over exactly what happened. I should also note that my fleet, moving to reinforce the eastern front, almost didn't make it. The Russians came out to meet it. Unfortunately for the Russians, they sent 2 light cruisers to deal with my battleships. The range, even though I had few guns on my ships, and they were kind of broken up in a sense, the range on them was enough to absolutely obliterate those 2 light cruisers before they even got close to fire a single shot. Those 2 ships never fired a single shot and I sunk them. So my fleet in the east is safe and it should be able to deliver the troops. With that said, let's go ahead and slaughter some more Belgian rebels. First up, we've got enemy cavalry trying to cross, and I'm gonna let them pass for get as close as possible before I unleash hell. As soon as the rifle fire is gonna come in, which is just ready to fire right here. I should actually fire the cannons just before they get within range, so I should target it now. Should allow the shells to arrive just as these guys are opening fire. Here we go, they're opening fire, and the shells should be landing. Perfect timing, here comes the shells. And the Belgians are riding for their lives straight into this. I'm quite surprised that they... Oh, they did manage to actually inflict casualties on us. 6 men. No, actually a little bit more. They were able to kill 8 men. Now the infantry is coming in. Thing is, I'm pretty sure the mortars will be able to fire on my troops beforehand. I also note that they have actually detached troops to cross the bridge. Now I sent the unit over here to protect the bridge. We're gonna set them in the woods. You should not fire here, that's unnecessary. You should be set to fire at these guys. Are they firing? Yep, they're firing at us. Should really try to get that stupid mortar. Right, fired will. I'm gonna advance further. The reason why I set them so far back was really to avoid the mortar fire, but I guess that's really not gonna happen. We're gonna set up here. I'm actually gonna target these units specifically because I don't think, I mean, this unit's definitely not gonna get through, is it? Let's see, the range, yeah, just about when they get off the bridge. So they won't be able to set up properly. Or they'll have to set up in line formation as they're being targeted by our troops. And of course these guys are militia, so their accuracy is not that great. What I should be targeting though is the light mortar battery. Oh, the Belgians. They're all stuck here, crossing. Getting hit by the artillery. Some of them did manage to open fire. But it's absolute chaos. Trying to get through that water at the same time as you coming under fire. At the same time, these they actually did pretty well. They were able to pull back from there. I should have probably set these guys just a little bit more forward, just so we got them right when they're coming off the bridge. Am I killing any mortars here? Yeah, we've killed 3. That's good. It's not going too well for these guys. Yeah, all the infantry is now gone. We'll advance all the way to the edge. 1 unit remains, it seems. 2 actually. But soon enough, they'll be forced to retreat. The fact that this one's closing in on my artillery, I don't know if that's their intended target, but Belgians are able to do some damage on us here as we move forward. Soon as these guys stop and start firing though, it's gonna be all ogre. 110. 3 mortars left. Come on, make these guys flee already. Right, these 2 on this side will hold while the rest will cross. To protect in case the cavalry moves to attack. And since the artillery doesn't reach any of those, 1 gun will be sent against these, and 1 gun will be sent against the actual mortars. We're not taking any great losses, so I'm gonna advance a little bit here. Oh, now they're broken actually. I'll advance close enough that we can hopefully maybe even shoot at the mortar crews. Don't like the fact that these guys, as they're retreating, are actually getting closer to my artillery. And given that they're back, I'm gonna order an attack. Target them. There's only 2 mortars left over there. At the same time, my troops are crossing. The enemy mortar is actually targeting the unit in the back rather than the ones that are clumping together. So that's actually minimizing my losses, which I like. I think once the Belgians, these Belgian rebels are destroyed, there will be a significant change in the happiness meter over Brussels. And hopefully I should be able to maybe start even be able to plan for what to do once I'm able to leave that area, leave the defenses as it were. Push these guys forward a little bit more. Should be able to start shoot at the cavalry and so on. With those guys crossed and set up, the other 2 units should be able to get across. There's basically no mortar left. Enemy general dead. The mortar is gone across the bridge. Enemy cavalry is now prompted to attack and is riding straight into slaughter. As soon as they're slaughtered, the infantry will charge forward, take better positions and shoot everything they've got at those stupid mortars. My artillery will hold fire at this point because there's no enemies to properly shoot at. Troops crossing the bridge in good order. They won't be able to take part in the battle, but I wanted them to cross a bridge. Cross the bridge, so I got that as the title screen, the intro as I come in. I get to have that as the intro. And the Belgians are defeated. Almost to the man. And we are victorious. Wonderful. Result of the battle, 380 men lost. A little more than I thought we would lose. However, we were in fact able to trade this off against... They die, 1,000 more died of them, leaving only 48 men. So that's quite wonderful, I'd say. Königsberg is under siege. That's not very nice. We have technological advance, conscription. A region that is workers on strike. Germans take Reims. The Germans have taken Reims, and now less than 100 miles separate them from Paris. Is it possible to halt the tide? I would say not. However, we are of course really just overcharging the economy. At the same time, another German possession abroad was... okay, Chinese coast. Some Japanese soldiers besieged, bombarded and assaulted the fortified city, finally forcing its surrender on 7th of November. Roughly 2,000 Japanese were killed or wounded. Were light, more than 3,000 captured with the city. Very nasty. So, let's take stock of what's going on the western front here. So, the French are once more trying to push around us with an army over here. I'm kind of worried with... it should match cavalry here, right? So, well, it still could be loads of artillery. Territorial infantry. So, I'm probably have to move this one back to take care of that one. This army... ooh. Siege guns? That could be nasty trying to attack. Maybe avoid that entirely. I'm more interested in a possible attack towards Paris. Unfortunately, as we see, this army is threatening our supply lines. Even though we've got some opening up here, but right now the Belgian rebels are blocking it. So I'm gonna have to march back to try and stop this French army. This army is marching back and forth here constantly. At the same time, I want to check here. It's not a huge improvement. I am building up the city council in this area, hoping to speed up the process of being able to leave the region. Also, there has been seen French troops, so they're moving to burn this very nice village. Try to burn that to the ground, which is not very nice. As much as I want to keep the port, I could move the cavalry in. And that would be an extra unit that I could leave behind. So at this point, I would leave these three. Then additional... Let's send the entire army out again. So 9... Wait, 9? 9? Has it increased? Before I'd only have to send in 8 units. Now I have to send in 9? We start by sending in 6 units. Okay, oh yeah, the Lancers just came in. Damn it. So an additional 4 to that. So that would be the cavalry unit plus 3 infantry. And then the cavalry unit would leave me 3 artillery, 3 infantry. It completely depends on what they have here. Right. But there is a plan, and it slowly seems to be working my way. Although very painfully slowly. Before I go ahead and deal with the Russians in the east, we're going to push forward here. Boom. And move through here. This, I really want to repair this, but that costs a lot. Can also want to push forward here and deal with this one. And deal with that one. But I think those are off-camera things. Once this one's dead though, it should neutralize a lot of the unhappiness here. Hopefully. Can't get over the fact that I'm losing 100 wealth per turn. Now, 33 turns or 34 turns, there would be no wealth in that region at all. I was able to build some of these market towns, which should increase my wealth a little bit, but I mean, capital is currently losing tons, but then a lot of that is due to the bankruptcy, which seems to be paying off in pretty good order. So not a major problem there. Navy survived the Russian attack and should now be able to drop off the army. Now here is a problem because there might be more Russian navies up there that could come down and try and destroy these. I mean, it wouldn't be that... I mean, it would be bad if they... It's not so much bad that they would be destroying the navy, it's bad because I would have nothing really to put up against them attacking my trade routes and losing out on that trade, even though it's not anywhere near what the taxable income is. Trade is constant and is not affected by me, pushing up the tax level. Time to attack here. We get tons of home guard garrison. I didn't know we were gonna get that many. They're obviously complete shit. 14 morale though. That's twice what a normal infantry have. We're gonna smite this Russian army. And once that's done, I don't see myself moving. What could be an offensive? I mean, once we are done here, which region would actually be 7,000? Wait, how much? 7,000 region wealth. Make 1,000 per turn. Huh. Okay, suddenly I want this region. I mean, look at the wealth on this region is 7,000. The real wealth on this region is 2,000. It's 5,000 more in Latvia. Could make tons of money through that. And now when this army has landed, it can take over the guardianship of Königsberg while this one moves to attack there. Eventually. Maybe even launch them through the navy. I was actually planning that instead. But it would be such a loss if these guys died at sea rather than a land battle. So I'm gonna have to launch them here. Now, I am making a little bit money, and I would want to push that into some improvements here and there. Actually, now the situation here is stabilized, I could push the elite infantry once again to the east, but thinking about it, it might actually be better to just replace them entirely with like Landwehr to protect this area and actually, because it takes so long to move them around, just go ahead and delete them and make a little bit extra money that I could push into developments instead. With all of that said, the situation is still quite precarious for us, but with this battle right here, if I win here, we definitely don't have to worry about the east, or at least for a while. I just have to concentrate on the west, where we have 3 major obstacles. The army under Ferdinand de Lange, and then obviously Paris, and this army under Charles Lorenzac, or however you want to pronounce that. Probably not how I pronounced it anyways. With that, Paul von Rennkampf. Paul von Rennkampf, that doesn't sound very Russian. He outnumbers us in artillery pieces, in infantry. No, actually not. But it's just because my stupid home guard. Cavalry and so on. But our general has already been through the worst. With that said, Let's attack and break the siege of Königsberg. Pretty dangerous situation here with the enemy having more artillery than us. Possibly being able to shoot us to pieces, plus all of the infantry and cavalry and so on. I'm planning on going on the offensive for this battle, so I've deployed my cannons as far up or as close up as I can. And then we're going to target their artillery at the start. What I've done is I've placed my artillery so that we are hitting specifically more towards this one right here. You can see the middle of my artillery would land kind of here. Here's where they intersect, so here's the main point, and then it kind of goes out. So we would be able to hopefully target better these two, and these would kind of be out of range. I'm gonna move, and then I'm actually gonna move all my infantry into attack rather than sit behind cover. We're gonna try and move on the enemy as soon as possible, rather than just sit and fire. I'm gonna hide some units here to kind of hold the line down, as it were. But otherwise, most of the troops are gonna be moved kind of in this kind of angle, while some of the Landsturm, the home guard, is gonna be moved as cannon fodder just straight into the enemy fire. I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna pause right off the start because I'm a cheater. And then I'm going to target. What I'm going to do is we want actually what if I shrapnel here? And he flies beyond this unit onto this. Actually, it's better to fire at what we know we can fire at, and then maximum amount of fire on this. Actually, all the home guard should be moved forward, just to take as many shots as possible. Some of the units here were quite depleted since last battle, so these three. They will defend the cannons, but they will defend them from a hidden position here in the woods. And then the rest of the infantry is going to move quickly towards here, with the cavalry moving into this wood right here. And with that, now we start. And my main thing I want to see is when the shells start landing on the Russian artillery. We're able to kill some troops, but it seems like that, yeah, they're deployed just out of range. I was hoping that I probably should have calculated for that. Yeah, my explosive shots do not reach. Thing is, I really want to have a battle where I can go on the offensive, but you can't very much go into an offensive posture. Currently, they are firing mostly on my most on my cannons and not my infantry. Russian dragoons getting crushed. Yeah, they're firing a lot on my stupid Landwehr. We'll hold them there. Enemy cavalry was destroyed. The Russians will take great advantage of the woods, so we'll try to go around that as much as possible. We're doing some damage here, but not nearly what I would want to. The enemy is moving in quickly. Oh, shit. Where's my general? Let's try not to have him die.
Our men are running, sir.
That's not a good start. One of my units being defeated. Damn. The Russians are actually way too fast for me. And what it looks like is like I'm actually gonna have to pull back. I was hoping to just use this barrier here to just to protect my cannons, but now we have to pull back because the Russians have advanced so fast on us. There isn't a lot I can do about that. Oh, and now they moved their artillery out of my range. Great. But maybe that's just as well, because right now I have to focus my fire on the enemy infantry instead, which are moving to the crest of the hill. The home guard will stand until the very end. Provide a little bit of cover for me. The Russians are really concentrating so many troops here. It should be easy enough to inflict high casualties on them. Probably there's going to be a lot of friendly fire coming out of this battle report, given that I'm actually shooting a lot of my own Landsturm. They moved away a lot of troops, but there's still, like, the Imperial Heavy Guard is still there. I want to see if I move the cavalry over here, dismount them, and then move towards the enemy. The Russian forcing their infantry forward across the open field.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
Ooh, probably a Landsturm unit. I can't wait to get machine guns going. But knowing my economy, I'm sure I will be able to develop the technology, but right now I'm not so sure I will be able to afford one once I get the technology. The Russians are moving up really fast here. Cavalry is attacking these guys to the point where they're retreating. The Russian charge could actually work, almost. If they'd had reinforcements coming in right after this, then it could have worked. Oh, this unit is getting shot to pieces and needs to retreat. Oh, I'm shooting through my own units here. Okay, this battle is officially turning into a disaster. The general needs to be moved over to this side and support the unit. A lot of units are losing their morale over here. Retreat! Oh no, the Russian Hussar unit is actually behind enemy lines. Or behind our lines, I should say. The bayonet charge worked. And it sent them off. You should be firing your pistol on the Hussars.
Our men are running, sir.
44th. Okay, all the guys in the woods are retreating. Get them out of there. Get them away from here. Right, let's move up. Hold fire, do not shoot our own men. 4 units onto the ridge there. This side being held by 2 units. Less than 100 men. Russian cavalry It's those, like, handful of bloody hussars causing trouble behind line there. The battle has turned into a absolute disaster. Our plan... I mean, it really come down to the fact that it feels kind of... I mean, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, so I wanted to try and figure out an offensive strategy where I could actually move to attack my enemy rather than always having to defend against them. But it looks like I'm doomed, or at least for now, to always be defending. Shit, we're losing tons of men there due to enemy artillery. Oh, I'm shooting at my own there. It's an absolute disaster, but sometimes you're gonna have to have those as well, right? "24 soldiers remain." They're kind of underneath the artillery at this point. We should instead be targeting over here. Cavalry. General actually playing a crucial part here. Shooting everyone that comes over the edge, together with the 41st. Oh, hold fire, you're probably firing straight into the cannon crews and whatnot. 13 men. Get them out of there. Force the enemy away. Do they still have their elite cavalry over here? They're coming over here. Shit. Everyone target the elite cavalry immediately. A small unit needs to retreat. What's that? Unit of Streltsky. Oh, the cavalry unit was destroyed within a second once the that unit was pushed in. Cavalry's coming in. Yeah, looks like we're gonna be able to break the siege, but it was way bloodier than one would have hoped. Way bloodier. That could have been done a lot better, but...
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Yes, that's what I hope. Dismount. They're right next to each other. Two men left in the woods. Surprised they're still standing. I should also I guess I should also be quite surprised that these guys are still standing. Reforming because why? Should start seeing these guys retreat. I mean, the general's lost. The few troops here. I do not have a lot of troops left after this. I guess, you know, losing troops like this will increase the amount of money I can spend on improvements instead. Getting my economy back in order. You know, it would be better just to stand and fire rather than moving around like you are. There we go. Everyone, fire on this one. Or as best you can. Anyways, we know what's gonna happen. The battle is over. There's no way they're gonna win, so. But yeah, this could definitely have gone better. Hurrah! But an absolute disaster. What I can see though is I don't think we lost a complete unit of our regular units, which is I'm super thankful for. 6 and 5, those could have easily been swept away. Looks like it is the 2 newly recruited units as well, because they have no chevrons. So they really had a baptism of fire where 95 and 94% died of each unit. One of the landwehr, of course, got absolutely destroyed. 1,800 men loss. That's more than half. 900 men remaining, so 2/3 actually died in this. However, the Russian force was entirely destroyed with only 79 survivors. So, I mean, as much as we lost a lot of men, they lost a lot more. And our town remains in our hands. 3 units remain, and then we'll have to fight this one. But with the reinforcements coming in, the tide has definitely turned here, or at least what I can see. Could be more troops amassing upon the Russian side. But I think with that, it's time to end this episode. What I'll do in between these episodes is I'll probably, this one should really, I could repair this one and switch it over to be a normal town hall. Because right now this would cost administration cost and stuff like that. But I think that's a quick change and also will allow me to control the province a lot better with a town hall. But in between episode, I will see about possibly destroying this one right here and this one here. And so for the next episode, we'll see about destroying this army, or maybe something, maybe even an offensive operation against the Latvian front, or if I'm really lucky, I could be moving troops forward here through to Toulouse, take that town, and start seeing my my income increased quite a lot due to us losing so many men over there. Huh. With that said, anyways, it's time to end the episode. So, I say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.
glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours. Our men are running, sir. Our men are running, sir.